Today is a good day.
Welcome to part 2 of episode 8. Please hand in your permission slip and buckle your seatbelt.
Hey, we took a quick intermission, chat. Can y'all hear me out there?
Testing.
Testing. Uno, dos, tres.
Recording in progress.
Where I left off was
On this solar divine day, I hereby release all of the things that no longer serve my highest self.
something told me to write this down.
I'ma
go for what I believe. And then we could just hopefully HQ do what they do. What I was saying was you should be at a point in your self-awareness that you know and understand yourself enough to know your strengths and weaknesses and to gauge where you can make your next best move, right? So I don't want it to sound too vague, so I will dive a little deeper or give an example. Like Sis, where she was starting out a new venture in life.
Ooh, look at us.
There are a couple things that she had to figure out before she could start. One of those things,
she was figuring it out.
one of those things were her entrepreneur spirit. Hopefully she had done enough selling to understand the marketing side or the consumer side, anything in that nature to be like, okay, I feel strong in this. I feel strong in that. This is where I know I could make 2 steps here before I got to make another step. And then that's where the conversation between your gut and that voice in your head or that denial side, the value rises or lowers in that process right there. Because when you move in a situation where, or not even in a situation, when you're in a situation and you can move more steps in one direction, that lessens or lowers the voice of denial or whatever you want to call that bitch voice in your head.
All right.
It lessens that voice because you are confident in those steps you're making. So when we made the pod, when we started with the pod, we was like, okay, we got the personality. We got the topics, not even the topics of conversation. We know that when we speak about things, we speak about those things that we are strong in, or we speak about the things that we feel like we got enough experience in. Okay, let's move in that direction. Let's do what we need to do in that direction. And then the topics, the longevity, the consistency, all of these outside or I call them C factors. These C factors will just naturally come to us, or it will just build with momentum. And that's what happens when you're battling that inner voice. That's what happens when you're battling your gut. You have to have enough self-awareness to know where you're strong, where you're weak, so that you can at least move in one direction. There's an analogy about standing in the woods. If you've ever been lost,
Talk about it.
if you ever been lost in the woods, let me get your mic too. You have to figure out which ways. You have to figure out which way to go. If you're standing in the woods, even if you just stuck in one spot, that is the worst spot to be in, right? Because the even which was about even if you decide to go to the left and the left happens to be the wrong direction, you at least now know I need to go to the right. You might have wasted some time, but you at least made up some ground.
And it was better than wasting time sitting in the middle.
Sitting in one spot, opposed to sitting in one spot and you still wasting time. Now, I told people way back, I think on episode 1 or 2, sometimes it's best to sit still than to be in the wrong direction. And that was more so about speed, right? You don't want to run fast in the wrong direction. Meaning you don't want to have a great idea and do it the wrong way, but do it the wrong way 110% or 1,000%, right? Because now what you're doing is, even if you not sure if it's the wrong way, you jumping in?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Even if you not 1,000% sure it's the wrong way, you have some inclination that this is the wrong way, and you might want to just make a move either way. I would say in a situation like that, I hope y'all staying with me, chat. In a situation like that, that is where you do your due diligence. That's where you let me see. Is that tea or juice?
This
That's
is T.
yeah, let them know. Make sure they can see when you
T.
taking your sips. In that situation, turn it, you gotta turn it so they can see. In that situation, it's best to do your due diligence so that you have as much confidence as possible to move in whatever direction you're moving in. Because the matter of the fact is 98% of the shit we gonna do is gonna fail. And I said this in the last chat. It's not about what happens to you, it's about how you respond. So
Amen.
even if the shit does fail, you still now
No.
build momentum, you build knowledge, you build character, and you build confidence, right?
And you got the experience, like we always say.
Yes, and now you have the experience to now move over into the next venture or deeper into this venture and just make it better. So if we going back to the original conversation, I would just all in all, I would say the problem that a lot of people have when they dealing with their gut feeling versus self-doubt is you haven't done enough to know yourself, and you haven't done enough to have the confidence to move either way.
You haven't acted on it.
You haven't you exactly, you haven't acted enough. You haven't had enough action behind.
And this is why I always say I'm so when I excuse me, when I finished playing football, it was like this is why I'm grateful of the game, because I was able, like, just the things it taught me are just the things I was able to practice myself. Like I didn't know I was practicing that when I was playing, or
right
until at the end I'm like, okay, I have the confidence to do it. And I'm like, okay, where did this come from? And then from football. But before we go to the next segment, I do want to explain more on the sitting still part.
I ain't even done yet.
So for better example is like sitting still. So say you're in a predicament where bills aren't getting paid, you got laid off, and then you got a new job, right? Just say that's a situation.
You already secured the new job.
Right.
Okay.
But then you're still you still have the anxiety where you're still trying to figure it out and find the quickest way to not be in debt, or find the quickest way to get these bills paid, right? Not to say that, so say you just do other things to fill that void, or you do other things to hurry up and get yourself out of that situation. Now, I'm not saying if you were to get a different job, that would be something different. But now if you were to go other ways to get money illegally to do that, is how we would say you're not sitting still into what
Right. That was great. Yes.
like
You're
so
just you're moving now. You're
you're not sitting still. You're moving you're moving left and right. You're not moving forward.
you moving and you moving and this is why okay, so you're moving in a sense of disparity, right? And the reason why I took a breath is because the older I get, the more I realize a lot of people are living in survival and not excellence or excelling or whatever the case may be.
Perseverance type, yeah, I put you.
And I don't think that's where this question is coming from, but if we're gonna talk about that, we really gonna need a whole nother pod on that, because that is deep, bro. But yes, in that case right there,
And I'm not saying, and I'm not pinpointing people's like
no.
thing, but yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah,
you're moving in disparity. You're moving in a sense of
I got to get myself.
I'm gonna and some people might look at that by any means necessary mindset, and I agree to a certain extent, because I could not, knowing what I know, I could not agree But I also knowing what I know, I could not disagree, but knowing what I know, I could not agree as well. Because if you're gonna be moving in that sense of disparity, then that also means that you should be wise enough to look at your situation and really calculate what you got going on, the time frame it should take to you to get up, and the time frame it should take you to actually excel, and everything in between, right? So also what I meant, what I wanted to say when I said I'm not done is you gotta understand, like, life is not about making the best move all the time. Life is not about uh constantly being on your A game. Life is not about constantly making the quote unquote right decision. Life is not about always making the million man march and doing the right things at all. Like, life is really mostly chances and choices. What choices are you going to make today that will affect tomorrow? What chances are you going to be ready for? What chances are you going to be equipped for that you can take today that will affect tomorrow? Like, you can't get stuck on every day I got to make the right, every day I got to hit a home run. It won't happen that way.
Right.
But that's why we are here with y'all today and tomorrow and next week and 2 years after that, is because we are literally we are showing y'all how we are building our foundation so that y'all can help, so we can help y'all build y'all's as well. And it's like, the more things you can put on autopilot, the more things you can set as foundational systems in your life, so that you can free up more time to be creative, so that you can have more confidence in the things you do later on, so that you can have more tools to take to the next level, or that you can have more tools to build something else that maybe we are not thinking about, maybe that you are only equipped with, right? These are the things that we are doing. This is why we are building. This is why we are on. This is why we here, chat.
Yeah.
I went on a rant one time.
Just to spark different ideas for what you're supposed to be called for.
Yeah. I went on a rant one time after like a crazy ass game in high school, and I kept saying, "This is the team. This is the team. This is the team." Well, remember when we played Dallas sophomore year? I had this is my first interview for a state paper. And I kept saying, like, yo, this is the team. This is the team. Like, we balled out that game. And this is how I feel right now. Like all of these things is the reason. Like, this is the reason. This is the reason. This is the reason. All of these things are the reasons why we are here today and next week and the week after that and the week after that and the week after that. And so y'all can continuously come here, extract what y'all need to extract, and go into whatever venture y'all need to go into, and create whatever y'all need to create for yourselves, and by any means necessary.
And also drop some jewels in the chat too, though, in the comment section.
With integrity. By any means necessary, with integrity. I feel like that's something that always get left. That's an asterisk that gets left off at the end. It's always by any means necessary, with integrity. And integrity might differ from situation to situation. But again, to get back to the original question, the best way to deal with that confrontation, or that argument, or that conversation between your gut feeling and your self-doubt, is to actually put more steps into action. I say it all the time in my personal conversations. I say it a lot when I speak about myself as well. People say that I'm cocky a lot. I don't say that I'm cocky. I say I have a list of undeniables. I have a list of things that I could at any moment and tell you all of the things. And these are not things that I posted. And I just said this earlier in the chat. I might not post about or speak about all of the things that I got going on personally. I do a lot. Every day I wake up, I do a lot of things. Most of them are personal, some of them are non-personal, some of them are things so that 5 years from now I could look up and be like, that's fire. But I have things in my life that are undeniables. I have feats that I've conquered that are undeniable. Like I have things that I look at when I have my worst day or when I'm faced with the biggest challenge that I have come for yet. I
Right.
have other challenges that I conquered that I can look at. I got through that. I got through that. I made it through that. This is no different.
Yeah.
I sat in therapy one time and I was dealing with something at the moment that I felt at the moment was not as great as other things or not as heavy as other things that I have been through. And I'm sitting there. This is the first time in my life that I've cried in front of other people or somebody else. And I'm like, yo, I'm completely befuddled. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And she simply told me, life is like running through the woods and receiving cut after cut after cut after cut after cut after cut after cut. When you get that first cut, it's let me keep going. When you get that 100th cut, it's man, this shit really burned, but I'm gonna keep going. When you get to that 1,000 cut, even if it's a small cut, you're in.
Yeah.
I immediately in that conversation took that and flipped it. Instead of cuts, I looked at them shits as rewards.
Yeah.
You get through that first hardship, it's like, oh my God,
No,
I could do anything. You get through that 50th hardship, it's like, oh my God, I really could do anything.
yeah.
Now there's an adverse to that ideology as well, because when you get to that 1,000th, I can do anything, you almost get numb to the feeling. It's like, damn, like this is what life is like. I just gotta go through things over and over and over and over and over again. But at the same time, if you look at things with a positive mindset or a positive outlook, you can take that and you can look at it like I'm standing on. I give it to my people who are great in the classroom. If you could look at a semester full of A's while everybody's stressing at the final, you looking at the final like, I'm about to
That's
ace
big.
this shit.
Yeah.
If you looking at the final, like, even if I don't get an A+, I'm at least gonna get an A-. And that's still a win in my book. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
While everyone
And
else stressing.
While everybody else stressing, and it's the same thing with life. Like once you build your list of undeniables, once you have a list of things that you have conquered, you can wake up and still be like, this looks hard. Even if you are inexperienced in the situation, you might be like, I don't know what I'm about to do here. But how many times have I been in a situation where I don't know what I'm gonna do? I figured it out.
Yeah.
So let me roll back. Let me do my due diligence. Let me do my research and figure out what else it is that I can conquer. Or I don't even want to get to the conquer part yet. Let me figure out as much information as I could so that I could best prepare myself for this situation. And now I could go get into the conquering side of things. Now I can go take my steps forward. And even if I get knocked back, I'm still ready to fight. That's why I tell you I don't give up, because life going to punch back. It's life. It happens, baby.
And every time you give up, you're gonna have to restart, son.
You're gonna have to restart. So don't give up. Just keep fighting. But you now get to move with confidence. And moving with confidence is a wonderful thing. It changes, it might change the whole situation in itself. If you take that first step with confidence versus if you take that first step with doubt, the
Because when
whole
you're moving with
situation
confidence-
might play out differently.
Yeah, when you're moving with confidence, you're thinking positive. You're thinking, and this is what I always go to. You're seeing yourself having positive outcomes. You're seeing yourself
As a
figuring things
winner.
out. Right. Instead of
It might go
walking
wrong.
halfway with confidence and seeing yourself having to overcome like hardships and stuff, or just having different situations to deal with, then you're going to be iffy about, okay, maybe I'm bugging, or maybe I shouldn't have done this, or maybe I was being delusional, maybe this wasn't a gut feeling. Like you have to act and live in your truth as soon as you make your decision.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And I don't hate that I spoke about it, but I definitely touched on something that I wanted to roll right into after this, and they definitely coexist. They coincide of each other. And it was back to the term I coined earlier. So if y'all ever hear this outside of important tools, just really know it came from Jody Joe. I also want to stand on the fact that I got the world throwing up the hands. Whether
Mm.
y'all want to, whether y'all want to pay homage or not. Nah, let me
Cool.
see your shirt real quick. I got the world throwing up the hands. Like them emojis y'all see being tossed around on different people's site, on different people's pages, on different people's YouTube. Like I've really been since what was it? 2018, 27. Whenever that emoji first came out, like I
Yeah.
really put
He was on it.
I put the world on. Come on, and it's humbling. Y'all gotta do is humble transactions. I'm here because I know I deserve to be here, but I'm still humble enough to be gracious of what you put in these hands.
Amen.
Come on, man. But like the hands, the terms follow the same way. Exposure equals experience, experience equals excellence. That's how I wanted to roll into the next segment. I really can't wait till we get this audio like fully
Hooked up for sure, for sure.
yeah, like because I feel like this whole episode, it's gonna just be me yelling in the mic
No. It honestly got better since like the beginning. I don't know
since
what it
I've been
was.
holding it.
Yeah, like I
Oh
don't
my
know if you
love.
just had it in a different place or if it was just,
Nah, I
you know,
had it on the
computer
side,
wasn't.
but I was tired of being like this.
Oh,
So
facts.
now I got it up here. But the first part I wanted to start off with this is we're gonna start off light, right? When was the last time that you have tried something new, or when's the last time you tried something new, whether it was by force or just by choice of endeavors, I would say. Meaning you had to try something new, or you just wanted to do it to say, hey, this is something I want to do.
I would say the moving job.
Mm.
It would be like it was like I would say it would be half and half. One of like something I wanted to learn how to do, like just work with my hands and just do all that stuff, compared to me being forced and pushed right into it because of situation.
Mm.
So with the moving job, like one, it was I don't want to say it's easy because it's like carrying stuff and just being able to work out. That's how I took it as like
Facts.
going there, you're getting paid to work out, but just how to carry the stuff, how to wrap everything, what to know, like what to wrap stuff with, how to properly wrap it, how to properly put it in the truck. Just everything like that is just like things I wanted to learn, how to like bed together dressers, just having more confidence to do it, because I honestly don't like putting beds together, dresses together and stuff. Like I could do it, but
That's not
yeah,
something you wake up.
that's not something I would just like want to do. So just having some of the experience, like having to actually do it, like so I'm like, okay, cool. But and then I just also like I don't want to say, well, yeah, it was a challenge. So I took it as a challenge and also took it on the chin, like this is what you like this is like here, like this is what you asked for, like this is your experience. So here it is.
It was
So I would definitely
something
say that for sure.
it was something you went into voluntarily, but ended up being where you gotta not force yourself to get up and do, but it took a little more to get out of
Yeah,
bed to go do it. Okay.
sure.
I
And
thought
after
go ahead.
like what?
I thought you were going to say editing, honestly. Honestly speaking. Um
Not editing, like I said, I was doing it a little bit before we started this, so it's not something that, and I can't wait to tell you this like off camera, but it's not something that I saw myself doing, but it's something I saw myself doing. So when I started doing it, I was like, okay,
we here.
yeah.
Let's rock out with our cock out. Pause. Pause to my left.
What do you mean by that?
Pause to my left. For me, I really want to say what I really want to say what I'm doing now. But it's what I just got into last week. I'll hold off on that. I'll share that later on. For me, it would be the technical side of guns. I always had, I'm gonna say I always had a love for the Second Amendment, but it was more from an urban perspective, urban perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to make it sound raunchy.
Right, I was about to say, I don't know if you want to explain yourself more or not, but okay, I'm with
Yeah,
you.
it was more so from an urban perspective. And now that I'm getting into the technical side of things, it's kind of like cooking. Like I feel like we all have some type of culinary experience, but we wouldn't say we have culinary experience. We would just be like, yeah, I know how to survive. Versus if we actually went to some type of culinary school and
Y'all
became
get kicked out. Don't listen to him. Y'all get kicked the F out, son. Get gassing him up, bro.
He said, y'all just know how to make eggs. Yo, chat, if y'all want to have a cook-off, listen. I've been telling mofos my steaks is
I say his steaks in the fish is tough.
the fish out the water.
No.
Out the water. Hey, chat, out the water. Scale. Out the water. Out to the plate.
Hey, yeah.
To the plate. Whatever y'all want to do, man. Hey, chat, just let us know what y'all trying to do.
Yeah, but
for
don't lie
me,
to them like that again, man. Though. Cause he's saying y'all can just go in there and y'all can just walk in and be like, yeah, I know how to make my
I'm
man
not.
chicken
That's not what I'm
Alfredo.
saying.
They're gonna be like, get out of here.
I'm equating.
And then they definitely gonna kick you out when you walk in with a yellow box of garlic bread. They're gonna be like, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out.
And the Chef Boyardee can of ravioli.
That's Pop's favorite, man. He gonna comment right here and he gonna highlight the comment with a smiley face. I actually still got I still got it. I still got the chef,
On
the one
top.
he gave me in the cabinet.
I would say that would be the newest venture that right now that I'm willing to speak on. And it's fun because the different things that I'm learning and the different terminologies. And right now I'm in a process of just, I hate to say it this way, but just building up some type of arsenal. Building up not some type, but my arsenal
Yeah.
of different equipment, different pieces of equipment. And one thing that I really wish that I would have gotten into or could have gotten into is the cars. I wish that I had some type of, and I know, chat, y'all going, oh, you could do it now. Hey, what's stopping you from doing it now? Anyway, I wish I
That's
grew
you
up.
talking to yourself.
That's me talking to myself. I wish I grew up with some type of inclination to like mechanical. I wish I grew up with mechanical inclinations, or I wish I grew up with a mechanical inclination.
Bro, real quick. I definitely feel I'm gonna let you finish, but this is me talking to you, son. You
You
always
feel like if I got under a car, I could build the whole motor?
no.
Alright, 'cause I'm about to say, he know I
Like
dropped them. I don't build them.
you have to pick your experience, like, and this is even us when we have kids, like,
Mm.
even though we want to give them whatever experience we think is best for them, or we want them to do them and then us give them better, like show them the better way. You can't have done every single little thing or have so much experience. Like you couldn't have experience with cars. You couldn't have experience younger when you was with football, better like all the way OD. You couldn't
Okay,
have
keep going, keep going.
you couldn't have the experience
Love
with
game, love game.
you couldn't have the experience um
Firearms.
with firearms or just like with farm animals or whatever. Like, yeah, you could have all those, but you would not have to pick the one, but you would be picking the one that you like the most so that you wouldn't have all those other experiences just as high. And it's the same, like, and the easier way just to explain it is sports. Like, sooner or later, you are going
Yes
to
and no.
pick one.
Yes and no. But so I'm gonna ask this. And we can go for however this answer goes.
Yeah.
This is how this dictates how we go. Have you ever heard the complete saying to jack of all trades?
No, I don't think so.
I know you heard of this the saying jack of
Yeah,
all
jack
trades.
of all trades, but
Do you
not
know
the
how the
complete.
the ending of that is master of none?
Right.
And are you sitting here saying that in order to be a master of one,
No,
you
because
still,
we're not talking about master. My bad. Go ahead.
in order to say to be a master of one, you still have to pick a direction that you want to fully encompass yourself into? Like you wanted to take a dive into one segment in order to really be nice at it?
No, because I'm not saying that one because we're talking about experience. Like we're talking about what you have wanted to do. So
Right.
for easy example, say after you're a kid, after you woke up, went to school, and you did chores or whatever, just say you had 10 hours in a day for yourself, right? Say you did, um, say you played basketball, you played baseball, and you play football, right?
You got to
All
work out
those,
in one of those.
no, let's just say like you just played those three sports. Like
Uh-huh.
it's just like you went to the park and you played all those three sports. Like you just split those 10 hours evenly. Let's just say you went to three different parks, football, basketball, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And you go back to school, all these different stories. Oh, I got cooked. Oh, I did this. All right, whatever. So you're gonna have the same amount of three football stories. Like all the stories are gonna be like the same because you don't have one more than higher. If you pick
I'm
what I'm saying.
spending time equally in all. So I'm going to be the same level of experience in all three since I'm
Not a
spending
level
time.
of experience, but you're experiencing because that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
Like you're experiencing the fun, just the love or the
Right.
so so just to go back on everything else, you was doing other things where you didn't have time or you didn't think of, let me go look at some cars
Bad. Okay. All
type
right.
stuff.
So to come back real quick, what I'm saying is I wish that I didn't fall in love with sports because I had one specific sport person in my life. Now, I would say football was different. I did have somebody who was very nice at football in my life. Unc was dirty at football, but Unc was also dirty in track. Like he actually did better in track than he did in football, even though he was an All-American. Now, what I'm saying is, I wish I had somebody in my life that had a mechanical love so that I was closer to, like, I had some type of
Background,
experience.
some history.
Yeah, some like even if I didn't like it, I at least grew up some type of close to mechanics or a mechanical aspect or a mechanical avenue so that I could be like, yeah, I'm nice with cars. Like even if I wasn't, even if I didn't care to be nice, it was like, I have knowledge with cars. But what like that also that also goes into the aspect of like you don't have to be nice to start, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't have to be nice. We not nice at pods yet.
We just still figuring it out.
We getting our groove on still. We still on the camera talking sexy. These mics, headquarters got us mics. These ain't top-notch mics. We not recording on top-notch cameras. We not coming up with top-notch. I think our conversations are top-notch.
I think shit is fire.
I ain't even going. Yeah, we gonna push the podium on that. But everything else is like it's not top notch. It's not. We're not in a recording studio sitting side by side or across from each other, right? So it's like you don't gotta be nice to get started. You just gotta get started, and the rest gonna come. I don't know. I think we need to put the chat to bed on that one right
I
there.
don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna end it right there. That was a nice ending.
It's crazy because we were supposed to have been start saying this, but whether you heard it here first, or if this sounds a little repetitive, please do pass these tools on to the next one. Each one teach one.
Chat, that was off the top.
I wish I could grab my shade. There's no way in sight right now. Only shades I got right now is the shades for blind side. I don't think you want to do that.
Yeah, we don't need those, man.
I need my rap tree shades. I don't know where they at.
Nah, we're gonna have Rap Tree and we're gonna have Word of the Day for episode 9.
We already at episode 9.
Now, right now it's episode 8, but episode 9 is
I'm
next.
saying we already episode 8 over. We gonna get tomorrow and record again.
Listen, we could do that.
That boy recorded on.
No,
It's crazy.
And also, we had a nice little intermission break. We hope y'all learned something.
We hope y'all learned a lot. What I hope though, I don't give a damn. I said that because I automatically thought about what they gonna say. I don't give a damn. Like, subscribe, comment again
Comment again.
to the pod, man.
I'm telling you, really put this on for your kids.
This could be, this
And
could
see
be.
what happens. See what they say and then put it in the comments so we know what to talk about.
This really could be playtime or white noise or brown noise, whatever y'all call it. Brown,
Yeah.
white, black noise. This could be background music for your kids while they in the playpen. This could be background music. I ain't even gonna say that. 'Cause if this is background music while y'all going crazy, y'all gonna stop a couple times.
Yeah, I'm gonna start laughing.
Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna start laughing. And
That might, depending on who y'all are,
spark conversation.
it might mess up the mood. Right. It might, depending on who y'all are, it might mess up the mood. It might enlighten the mood.
It might be like, nah, facts. But yo, real quick before we get off and they play the tunes, you see what time it is, right? I need my money. I want it cash. I want all of it in hundreds.
But was you betting the over or under?
There is no. The over was 50.
Love gang.
The over was 50, man. Listen.
Love gang.
Hey. Matter of fact, do the Apple Pay so we can show chat you paid this up.
Oh man. Same time next week.
Same time next week for Shizzo. Hey.